Imagine that you're a refugee on Lesbos and do not have a winter jacket. To get one, you have to wait in line for hours. For the 12,000 refugees living on Lesbos, receiving items as basic as clothing is a painstakingly slow process. Imagine if refugees on Lesbos could have access to clothing the same way that we do here, using an app or visiting a store, choosing what they need when they need it. Imagine that as a resident of a refugee camp, you could volunteer to deliver clothing to members of your camp community. Refugees want to be involved in activities, even if only to alleviate the boredom they face while waiting on Lesbos. 90% of the clothing given out on Lesbos is donated, but through a process which is not matching the needs on the ground. It's 2018. Why can't we create a system where clothes can be donated in the Netherlands, shipped to Lesbos, and then selected on an app? We can. Technology enables us to create such a system. Because deep neural networks can categorize images, which removes the need for manual data entry, and supply chain management software connects all the components by tracking individual items and managing a database. These technologies can enable a needs-driven clothing distribution system. So, imagine you're a refugee living on Lesbos. You get a notification that clothing credit has been added to your account. So you visit an app to see what clothes are available. But then you decide you'd rather visit the store in person. Here, you can choose from thousands of items, and checking out is as simple as placing your clothes in front of a camera. After purchasing clothing with credit, you can give feedback on the clothing you've selected. This way, volunteers and donor networks know what items are needed. As a donor, adding a new clothing item into this system is as simple as taking a picture with your phone. All of the technology needed to create this needs-driven clothing experience is available. But are we arrogant to think that this is what refugees want? Well, we created a zero-tech prototype to test this idea. We photographed shoes and put together this app, and then asked refugees to select shoes from it. We are now in the process of delivering the shoes that refugees chose to them. And so far, everyone involved in this prototype, especially the refugees receiving shoes without having to wait in line, love it. We want to reach all 12,000 refugees living on Lesbos. But in order to scale this system, we need to test the clothing image-based categorization process for this context. So we are now looking to be connected to large clothing companies and others to help us move forward and create a dignified shopping experience for all refugees on Lesbos.